All right. Hodl, hodl, hodl. Save, save, save. Build a, build a, build a. Sound money, sound money. Hey, Hugo, you got to get on the program. Where were you on this thing? Okay. All right.
I didn't know I was on already.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we never know. So, guys, this is members only. And as I outlined before, we're doing an entirely new format. This is really informal. We just rant and rave and do our own thing. And we're setting up the studios when the couch is downstairs. Hopefully, we'll be ready to go next week. My camera guy's got all my equipment and isn't bringing it back. Apparently, he had a job. So, at any rate, hopefully, we'll get that resolved this week. But what I wanted to get Hugo on because he's had some really good market observations. Incidentally, sitting next to me, this is Roger, and he's our resident musician. You want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, Roger 9000. I make music for Bitcoiners. As a musician, I guess I just like to sing about Bitcoin, man, because it's way bigger than what any of us can imagine right now. So just falling down that rabbit hole is just an exciting experience, and being surrounded by Bitcoiners, being surrounded by people like Ugly.
And Roger's a musician, so what's really cool is I've got a musician here and I've got an artist here. So we're gonna make music and create some pretty stuff, I hope.
Yeah. I've got some surprises coming for you too, Ugly. It's going to be fun.
It's kind of like I say, what my dream of kind of setting up a Labrie kind of thing where people come down here and hang out is starting to happen, and we hopefully we'll take it to the next level. So. But I wanted to bring Hugo on because I was listening to him the other day, and he started broadcasting, I guess, last March. And I tuned in earlier this week, and he was talking about how the altcoin season has already happened. And he pulled up this chart and said, "Here it is." And he says, of course, I agree with you completely. So I have no problem propagating that. So I thought, rather than express my thoughts on it, give me your take. How did you come to that conclusion? What are you looking at?
Okay, do you want me to share the screen, or maybe I can use my own? Maybe like this.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, is he showing up? Is he sharing on us? Okay, yeah, no, you take it over, man.
Well, so as you guys know, the altcoin season, as people like to call it, happens when the altcoins in general as one entity goes up and Bitcoin goes down. So that what happens is the altcoin season, in dominance, what happens in reality is that Bitcoin goes down in dominance and all the altcoins together as one go up in dominance. So I was just, I guess you were watching my previous video on Monday when I was talking really, really fast about this. I was just a short update about this, and I was showing this chart on screen, and this is the dominance, Bitcoin dominance chart. And as you guys can see here, we have been going down since December last year. So by the end of December 2020, Bitcoin was around 74, 75%, almost 74% in dominance, which means that the total market cap of the market was 74% in Bitcoin and all the rest in altcoins distributed equally, or not so much equally among them. So the thing is, in December 2020, Bitcoin dominance started to come down. And of course, what that means is that altcoins as one started to go up. So this is the reverse move, that when Bitcoin goes down in dominance, altcoins increase the total market cap. So what I was saying then on Monday was that actually there's a lot of people still talking about this, the altcoin market, and still waiting for the alt season. And I said, man, you had the alt season already because Bitcoin came down. So if you were not looking, the alt season is gone. Because when Bitcoin started to come down from December until now, which was around 37% in total market cap, no, sorry, not 37, but around 40%. So all this movement here, this was the alt season. So that means that if Bitcoin comes down in dominance of total market cap, the altcoins together go up. And of course, we had a lot of altcoins going up. I don't remember all the names because I'm more of a maximalist, but Solana and Link, these were at least two of the most spoken on Twitter, and they were going up like crazy. So of course, if you mean the altcoin season, this was the altcoin season. Because from here, we have support already for Bitcoin on the dominance chart. And the only time that we were below 40% was in January 2018, when Bitcoin lost the dominance and went to 35% of Bitcoin of total market cap. Yeah. So in this case, just after this one, after this bottom here, we had another one, just a small retest, but this was not even going there, around the 39-40%, and this happened in April 2018, and then since then until December 2020, Bitcoin recovered all the market cap dominance and went to 75, almost 75% again. So what happens is we lost the dominance again, and we went down below to 40%, and we have a double bottom. So having a double bottom here makes me believe that Bitcoin dominance is now going to get up again and reverse this tendency, reverse to the upside here. So that means that the altcoins as one market is going to go down again. Well, everyone knows that when Bitcoin goes exponentially up, like it's happening today, for example, that we already went up a few $1,000s, everyone knows that with some delay, the altcoins will also go up in price. But if they don't go up as much as Bitcoin is going, the Bitcoin dominance in the total market cap continues to increase, and then the alt season will never happen. Of course, the altcoins will go up in price, but that doesn't mean that the alt season is coming again, because this was, as I said before, this was the yellow circle here, this movement from 75 to 40%. So maybe you want to join this analysis, Ugly, and tell me what you think.
I have no. I think that's why I wanted to have you on, because I thought you're spot on. I know that you also think there's a cup and handle that's forming in Bitcoin itself, and that we're going to go on up, guys. You know, I come up from the angle we don't know. We really don't. Nobody knows, and we have to trade accordingly. But there are fundamentals, and I emphasize my whole thing is money management. In fact, we haven't been hearing from me because I'm really working on this book, okay? And it's going to be fully developed, hodl, save, build it. And to construct it, it's going to be as thorough as I can make it when what is known. And I've been listening a lot to Lawrence White, who just a brilliant economist. And I know I should link it, but it'll be in the book. Nick Carter and Lawrence White have done a couple of interviews, and I think Nick Carter pretty well gets it. And I know he's been working a lot down there in El Salvador. So that's the other thing we're going to talk to about today, because you're talking about Twitter, and where I want to go, and what I'm saying develop, and what I think the potential is it's like Lawrence White says, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. You have to have banking come in if you want to get rid of the volatility, but you can't get rid of the volatility without the banking. So how do you do that? And then as Bitcoiners, we always want to say, well, we need to be our own banks. But we've really dropped the ball. Everybody wants to be the standard and have their shitcoin and then be the bank. No, you got to be a bank with Bitcoin. And we haven't figured that one out yet. And I think the solution, you know, as much as I don't like the idea of having legal tender, because now it makes it a political issue instead of an economic issue, as much as I don't like it, it does open up the potential for Bitcoiners to become their own banks, at least there, and where you can actually pay pay a producer. They can call it a taco stand if you want. We can just talk about taco stands. You know, so because you don't want to buy coffee with your Bitcoin. You know, that's stupid. You want to hodl Bitcoin, but what you want to do is pay people, pay your suppliers, and pay your help, your labor in Bitcoin. Now they have to have the local currency to eat, so that 80% of 85. In fact, if they continue to live paycheck to paycheck, they're going to sell it everything every month. They're going to get out of the Bitcoin and just take the dollars to live by. But you're going to sell the dollars and you're going to hold the Bitcoin. And that's how you build. And you can actually create, and it's the banking, you're actually not giving them Bitcoin, you're giving them a Bitcoin credit. You're indexing the new production coming into the market on the Bitcoin standard. And as you do that, and your paper that you're issuing comes back, you retire those notes, and it's a self-liquidating commercial banking. And then I've done some more studies on the private. It's just all kinds of stuff I'm finding out that I'm excited about. I'm really excited about it. And so that's why I'm not focusing on trading right now. I'm focusing on, I hope, teaching a worthwhile message, because I don't have the answers, but I kind of have a vague outline of maybe where we should go. And that's what I'm excited about. So you want to talk a little bit about what's going on with Twitter and Bitcoin payment rails. I'm not sure.
Just before that,
yeah.
If you allow me, just allow me to complete here. I just want to show something. So this is still the same chart, the Bitcoin dominance chart. And as you guys see, because of this rally that we are having since last night and today, we are already reversing the total market cap price structure here. And of course, what that means is that Bitcoin is going up like crazy and the altcoins are not keeping up. Right. So that's why the total market cap is increasing here. And probably this is a double bottom that will probably will reverse the price here, the price action of the total market cap, which is not in fact the price, it's just a percentage, but will reverse the percentage of the Bitcoin dominance to the upside. So the fact that we have this really long candle here, this means that Bitcoin is going up and the altcoins are not keeping up at going up also. So in this case,
can you pull up the article 6, 16th, and 26th off of Medium, because we want to share that, just so you know. I don't know if how many of my Medium articles you read, but years ago I said, look, there's a wives' tale which happens so often it can't be ignored, and that is there tends to be a strong market reversals on the 6th, 16th, and 26th. Doesn't always happen, but it it happens quite a bit.
But yeah, I read almost all your articles on Medium, I guess, but I just commented a few. But I usually read all your articles, so.
Yeah, so that's just a wives' tale, but it's kind of like the Larry Williams tone vase, that indicator. It works so often you don't want to ignore it.
Yeah, actually it works, and I can show it now. Since you were talking about the cup and handle that I discovered on my previous video on Monday, I can also show you that. Let me just, let me delete that. And okay, so I guess we don't need the Bitcoin dominance chart anymore. I already showed my thoughts about the altcoin season having passed already. So this is the MRI strategy chart, which I use the tone vase MRI indicator that a lot of people know. And I was just, navigating the charts the other day. And this is the daily, but I need to show this. Yeah, so this is what So I was looking at the charts, and this is the all-time high of the 64,000. And I was looking at the charts, and this looked something really familiar to me, which is a cup and handle. And I'm sure that every beginner of the markets knows a cup and handle already. This is one of the most famous price structures or patterns. And
Yeah,
I
one of the
just
most
look at
reliable
this.
too. It's really one of the most reliable there is.
Yeah, exactly. One of the most reliable. And I was looking at this and I thought, this looks like a cup and this looks like a handle. So I just plotted it on screen. And as you guys know, the handle usually ends around 50% of the size of the cup, the height of the cup, right? And this looked very, very perfect to me. So I even discussed it with Tone Vase yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I sent him a message and he also looked at it in his live stream. And he said, yeah, actually, this has all the properties of a cup and handle. And this is a huge cup and handle.
Yeah.
Because this starts around the 13th of May and ended right now with the breakout of the handle in October. So this is a big cup and handle here. And you guys know what this pattern means. It means that the height of the cup usually is replicated to the upside of the cup. So we are now breaking out of this bullish pattern here, which is the handle, which is a downtrend channel. And we broke out the other day and we are now going up like crazy. And my bet is that the next stop is around 74K, which is exactly the size of the cup. So I was looking at this and I found it really funny that I didn't find a cup and handle for so long. And this one looked so perfect. And finally, there's a cup and handle here.
Well,
so
you
this
know,
is what
we've
we
got
were talking about, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just kind of amazed because I tend to jump the gun on this stuff. The economy, the world economy is simply a train wreck. And it just is. And the crypto exchanges, banks, they are a train wreck waiting to happen. So that's where we're at. And the way I describe it is because the whole world economy is in this train wreck. It's very difficult. At least it is for me. It's like if you're in a train wreck and you just had went off the rails or you had a hit on whatever happens, these trains, we're sitting inside and our hands are flailing everywhere and we can't, it's impossible to know what to do until the wreck ends. And it just, you know, this is a train wreck that's happening right now before our eyes. And I just don't, I think it's about the only thing that we can predict is, you know, Bitcoin's our safest bet right now. It just is.
100%. There's nothing less of a risk off than Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Have I said that right? Yeah. There's nothing more secure than Bitcoin.
All right.
I hope this is right because, you know, knowing all the properties needed to have a cup and handle, you need at least 50% retracement from the top of the cup to the halfway of the cup here. And this fulfills exactly those properties. So I was really amazed that this cup and handle
and I've been looking the same thing. There's a decade-long cup and handle in gold. So I've been bullish.
Oh, that one is beautiful. I can show that one.
Incredible. And I mean, I've never seen this is the most bullish thing I've ever seen. I've traded it like crap. And so my money management is kicked in, guys. This might be the first year since 2013 where I actually lose in trading. Now I'm ahead because my net worth has gone up. My hodl's not as bad. I've had much larger hodls, but I have other assets that I didn't have. And that's what this is work. It's not necessarily you have to put this Bitcoin to work. It's hodl, save, build it. And that's what I'm going to be just emphasizing and re-emphasizing to teach because if we do, it's like holding gold isn't going to do anything for it. Holding Bitcoin, I mean, you might be the richest man in the cemetery, but if whole systems don't work,
I mean, it's much easier.
All right.
Okay,
well, keep going. You got good stuff. I got to take an old man break. But
you wanted me to say something about me, right?
Like a short story. Tell us about yourself because you're one of the guys. I've always wanted to go visit Portugal anyway. You're from Portugal. I know that. You speak
Yeah.
Portuguese. You're real excited about what's going on in San Salvador. So am I. I notice they have that Latin America Bitcoin conference. I'm kind of disappointed because one of the featured speakers is Vitalik, but I know Jimmy Song will be there in Giacomo. I would like to go, but I just can't. I will be going to Tone's Financial Summit, and which we'll outline that later, which I think you can still get on that. It's not cheap, guys. It costs you, I think it's $6,000. So
I was not invited to that.
Well, we might be able to do something about that. I mean, I think you'd really enjoy it. It'd be very good for you. I think you're really up. I like your analysis. I think you're doing a great job. So yeah, tell us about yourself, and we'll go from there.
Well, just a short story then about me. So I started to hear the word Bitcoin around 2015, around 2016. And these were by the end of 2015, beginning of 2016, I started to research a bit more about Bitcoin and to try to understand what this was. Of course, it took me a long time to really get it. And some people still didn't get it, but they will. And it's not really easy at first or at first contact just to understand or to get it exactly as it should be understood. But then I decided to buy my first Bitcoin in the beginning of 2017. That's when I started to really invest in Bitcoin and put my net value in Bitcoin. I also saw what the future was reserving for all Bitcoiners. And in 2017, I was working in Ireland. I was a software development director there in a company. And then when I really saw what was happening, I decided to quit my job, go back to Portugal, and go full-time Bitcoin 100%, just investing in the markets and following this Bitcoin trend, the gold 2.0, which is Bitcoin, of course. So this is since then I started to invest in the markets in 2017, then the 2018 bear market started, and we had to hold a lot of time until 2020 to see new highs again. And here I am. And I decided to start my own podcast in March this year, when I actually thought I was able already to fully understand Bitcoin and actually pass on some knowledge to other people that decide to subscribe to my channel. And here I am now in 2021, almost by the end of the year. And I still believe that we will see a new all-time high before this year ends. So let's see how that
I'm not
goes.
going to argue with anybody on that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got my fingers crossed, but hey, you know what? I don't even know if I hope you're right. I hope you guys are wrong, because gosh, if we go up to 100,000, that's going to be spooky. And, it's really, the more time we have, the better it is.
Oh, you want to? Okay, you see a slow, gradual.
No, I don't
going
see
up.
it. It could be very quick.
Because
No.
it can be. It can
Yeah,
be. It
no,
really
no,
can
you
be.
can't take that chance.
No,
Okay, just to, if you allow me, just to finalize where people can find me. So let me just put it here in full screen. This is my Twitter account. I go by the name of Hugo Ramos PT.
Well, what happened? You got kicked off of there. What did you say?
Yeah. I didn't tell you about it. So I was kicked out of Twitter last week because of characterizing the Australian government as one government we used to have in Europe in the 30s, in Central Europe. But now I don't say the word anymore, but I just said that the Australian government was something like the government of a Central European country in the 30s.
Fascists.
And Twitter banned me, so they just kicked me out and deplatformed me, and I had to create a new account. I used to have 2,000 followers on Twitter, and now I have 10% of that, 200.
Yeah, it takes a long time to build that up.
This was the second time. This was the second time I was banned. Because this account that was banned last week, I had it for 1 year, and in 1 year I was able to get 2,000 followers. But this was my second account already, the one that was banned. Now I have my third account. So the first one I started, my first account, which was banned just before the elections in the United States, I had that account since 2009. on Twitter.
Wow.
And that one was banned because I was also speaking my mind about the elections in the United States and, some comments about Trump
Oh gosh.
and stuff like that. So I got banned then 1 year ago around, August 2020. Then I created a second account, which was banned last week. And now this is my third account.
Well, I don't speak my mind on the elections because I think that's pretty well. But after I went through the federal system back in the 80s, I knew we were doomed. I already, what people are learning now, I learned, 20 years ago, and it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I think it's very unlikely that it's going to be fixed from within. I don't think it's going to be done. I wish those well. They have my support, but good luck. I think that people can be aware. Yeah.
By the way, this is why my name now on Twitter is Ghost of Hugo Ramos.
I like it. That's great. The ghost.
So
The double
ghost.
ghost.
I came back as a ghost, man.
You came back twice, man. That's good to see.
Yeah, this is the second ghost already.
All right. So we'll probably get banned for exposing that you were banned. I don't know. Maybe that's the new rule. I don't know.
Okay, so my podcast, just to finalize everything, my podcast, you can find me on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/Hugo Ramos PT, which is exactly the same name as Twitter, but the podcast name is FU Money Podcast. So this is the homepage of my podcast, and you can find me there. Please subscribe if you enjoy my content. And of course, I will be glad if you guys do.
Yeah, send all those. Put all those links on the Telegram group, and we'll post it on this video after we edit. I can look back if and buts for candy and nuts, and I have all this. But you know what?
Yeah.
We have other things. We're happy. You're happy here. Yeah, I mean, it's a pleasant. We have a pleasant life here, and the quality of life means something.
It does.
It does. Like say this financial summit is in Dubai, but you know what? Dubai is really the last place I want to go. I mean, I've never been there. We're going to go, and it'll be fun and all that. But I don't want to go around a whole bunch of rich people. We're not that kind of people. Yeah. I'd much rather be going down to San Salvador with the goat lady, because I know the goat lady. I mean, we'll have fun and all that, just like we did. But like Bali was very. She liked getting into more of the people. We were in the beautiful hotel, but she had a great time going outside. And
that was the last financial summit. Was
the last financial summit. It was a beautiful place, but I was just.
I mean, with the restrictions and stuff, I guess the only place for turn.
The restrictions aren't bad in Dubai, I guess, but that's about one of the few places in the world. But it's one of the problems is it's Bali's closed basically. It's like Australia and all the rest of it. Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm sure that if Tone could have planned it a different way, he'd have planned it down in but he didn't know that. He didn't know it would be a legal tender when that was going to happen. So. Anyway, and this is more for the well-heeled anyway. I mean, people that are established and the well-heeled people, and so I want to toss out ideas. I'm settled in what I'm doing, but I will never do a big venture by myself anymore, like I did when I was young and I started Gold Standard Corporation. I've got the domain Bitcoin Standard Corporation, but I would have no desire to have that all by myself. Oh.
Okay, Hugley, I should go now because I have to cook dinner, because in this house the one cooking dinner is me.
Oh, well, good. All right, sounds good. Thank you for coming on, man. I'm glad you had time.
Hey, we should really do another interview soon. Yeah, I would really like to have you on the channel.
Be glad to do it. You pulled some things out of me, which is good. I'll tell you what. Yeah. So can you scroll up, see if anybody asks any questions? That's it. All right. So let's go look at some of the other things. Let's go look at Tone's Financial Summit, so people can do that first. I will be here. The goat lady and I will both be there. And so it is November 6th to the 12th, and we're going to leave right after that because we have the Baja 1000. It comes after that, and the Baja 1000 I think is the same time as the LA Bitcoin conference. Yeah. So I'm not gonna, there's no way I'm gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
And plus it's gonna be more a promotional thing. They're gonna have the shitcoiners there. And when I go there, we really want to see what's really going on, huh?
Yeah, because you show the videos. Yeah, it's going to be a bit
A
shit
little shit
coinery.
corners. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Giacomo's going to be there. Jimmy
Sure,
Song. It'll be a
Jimmy.
good
It
representation.
will be good.
But guys, this is the one you want to go to. Okay. Starts at, I'm sorry, it starts at $9,000. Not 6,000, but it's $9,000. And yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
it's not cheap, but it includes everything but the alcohol. And it's very informal. We're just gonna, I don't know why they got me up there on front. That's kind of silly. But at any rate, if you want to come and see the goat lady and I, we will be there. And hopefully I'll have some things going on. Willy Woo.
Willy.
Okay. And there's some funds coming and we hit more delegates. All right. I don't know Brad. All right. Be on it. Adrian Kazan. Okay.
Oh,
and I'm Jeremy Da Vinci. Now, I met him at the last summit. He's a very successful shitcoiner.
He branches out.
And you know, like I say, we are all agreed, guys. If you want to trade shitcoins, it's fine. Just don't think that you've got something of value that's going to hold on to its value. Exactly. And then Joe Satz, which you know, he works. He's working with Embly, but he also started his little trading analysis based on
order book.
Yeah, based on order volume, which you couldn't do until now, and now it's legitimate.
Yeah.
And then Sammy Loyal. So here he is. He's a youngster. I don't know him either, but that's what he.
Is he? I think I know him. He goes by a different name on Twitter, on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, I've not followed him, but I'll be.
He's a good trader.
Yeah. Well, it is a young man's sport, so I think that the older men tend to do better. I've seen it's like me as a youngster, you can wind it, you'll make it, lose it, and what the heck.
Okay.
But as the old guys tend to just be consistent. All right. So at any rate, guys, if you can make it to Dubai, I'm going to Dubai and looking forward to it just because I've never been there. It'll probably be my only time. Have you ever been there?
No.
Okay.
I've been to Egypt.
Okay.
So
I've been to Turkey and I've been to Israel.
You're going to like it, man. It's hot. It's warm like here. It's probably going to be really like in terms of where you're going to go. Like Dubai is a brand new city.
Oh, I know.
100%. Everything.
They have Lambos for police cars.
Exactly.
I was just going to say the richest place in the world.
You know,
Gottis for cops.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's also run by one bloke. You know, the prince. Or
the prince, right?
So
I mean, it's oil money. But the problem I have with that, how strong is that economy? I mean, it's kind of like a bunch of spoiled rich kids. I feel secure here in Mexico because the world goes to hell in the handbasket. Mexico's going to rise up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to have any problem.
Right.
That's the problem with it. That's the problem with the legacy system.
Right.
Right. So So basically, that's what. The only thing that they can't control Bitcoin, but they can control the on and off ramps.
That's it.
And that's where they have the control.
That's where they have the control.
Right. And so the secret is and so that's why I've also argued that BitMEX is actually not the weakest exchange, but the strongest exchange, because they're still not legacy. The Department of Justice, the FBI, they wanted to shut that website down, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
These guys are under indictment. Yeah. They're being persecuted.
Yeah.
But they weren't shut down. It's not like BTC and E. It's not like Silk Road or anything like that. It's not like an exchange where
decentralized
one place. And they're not trading in dollars. They don't do anything in dollars.
Yeah.
It's all Bitcoin. And so that's the key. As long as you're not offering that on and
Yep.
off ramp,
Yep.
there's really, and the security. And I don't. You have to be an expert in Bitcoin security, and your client base is protected. So I think in the long run, we will see Arthur Hayes and the Bitcoin 4 will come out of this and hopefully take us all to new levels. They are warriors and they deserve. That's why, my hands down, they were the 2020 Bitcoin Standard Bearer award winners. That's why
in a way they're using Bitcoin for the way it should be used.
Exactly.
It's a roundabout way of going around this legacy system,
Right.
and that's the intention of Bitcoin to overthrow.
Right. And they
in
did
a
it without
sly
any
way.
legal tender. That's the only problem. I mean, I really like what I respect Jack Mallers and everything, but you definitely have a problem once
You're
you
gonna
start
get
playing that legal tender game. He's got to, governments can change, and the U.S. government has this. We've never been able to leave Central America alone, and so there's a lot of political, and I hope that's different this time, and hopefully with Bitcoiners it can be different. Yeah,
it can be.
And so there's hope there.
Yeah.
So so let's see, what else did I want to look at? Oh, did you put up that one article 6, 16th and 26? If you can look at that on Medium. That's all right. What else we're going to look at? We'll put it on the credits. So
we'll put a link to one of my tracks, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we can play one now. You want to link it now?
Yeah, okay. Satoshi Set Me Free is the latest one.
Yeah.
Satoshi gave me wings. Loving Satoshi set us free. Satoshi's you and me. And I know they don't believe you. And I know that they can't see you. But the world has changed forever. Now I'm stacking Satoshi. Freaking NGU technology. I was fucking working for fiat. Now I've orange pilled myself out loud. And I don't know where you came from. No, I don't know where you went to. But the world has changed forever. Satoshi gave us wings. Loving Satoshi set us free. Satoshi's you and me.
Yeah.
Wow, I like what you're doing, man. That's cool stuff.
Oh, dude, I've got something coming for you.
This is good stuff, man.
Yeah. There's a few.
How do you monetize that? That's really, I mean, you're doing a lot of stuff here, but you're doing it out of your heart. I can tell that.
Oh man, the hope that Bitcoin has given me. I was in a bad place. I don't think I've ever been quite as low as some people get, but when you look around at the world, and obviously these restrictions make everything so much more crazy, but then when you're fueled with the power of Bitcoin, everything becomes clean and wonderful and beautiful, and you just feel the energy, that the monetary energy that actually is supposed to be a positive force in the world.
And that's not it's a useful tool.
It's a
It's
tool.
like electricity,
It
you
is,
know, it can
exactly.
kill you or it can
It
give
can
you
give
light.
you light. Yeah,
And that's exactly what it is.
it is. It is.
And it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And we're on the right track. So
Yeah.
and we got potential here. So one day at a time, I need to finish my project. You're on the I didn't this is incredible stuff that you're doing.
I got about
for-
10. I got about 10 tracks all dedicated to Bitcoin now. And I'm just I'm working on something for you.
Oh, that'd be
So
great.
we'll see how that goes. I've got a fair bit of editing to do still. So
What's that shirt you got on?
it's a Bitcoin, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought it was okay. That's a nice shirt. Where'd you get that one?
Online somewhere. Is it Redbubble? I think there's a Bitcoin shop there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this is what we're doing. Members, you know, you're down here in Ensenada sometimes, swing by. We've got some bunk bedgings down. We got across the street, which we have yet to develop. Have I showed you across the street?
I haven't been across the street.
Oh, I'll take you over there after we're done here now.
Yeah. Okay.
All
cool.
right,
I'm good, man.
guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you again. Hopefully this weekend we'll have our camera and we start doing these informal
Yeah.
living room
That'd be
colloquies.
great. That'd be great.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye-bye.